Welcome to the latest article from Live. God inspires, so carefully write them down to share them with you. Remember, for every action, there is a corresponding overreaction. This article is entitled, He Don't Love Me. I came across this in an old book, and in essence, the writer is being a marriage counsellor. And for us, in this very case, and I quote, Jealousy and avarice rebuked. Many years ago, some things were presented before me in vision in relationship to you and your family. 1 year ago, last June, as different families who erred in some things were presented before me, you, in connection with your husband and children, were again presented before me. And I was referred back years in the past. I saw you watched your husband with a sort of jealous fear. His heart was devoted to you, yet you feared that he would think too much of others who had no claim on his affections. Your fears were groundless, yet this fear has been with you through your married life. You have passed through many hours of unnecessary suffering, scrutinizing the words and acts of your husband with a censuring mind, putting a wrong construction upon them. Satan was ever ready to do his part to mar the happiness of a family which might have been complete. I saw that this spirit of jealousy was as cruel as the grave and caused an estrangement of feelings between husband and wife. In times, the children very often understood their mother's feelings, whose sadness and trouble awakened sympathies in their hearts, and they too became separated in a greater or less degree from their father. All this unhappiness was borrowed. Satan has magnified innocent words and acts to appear at fault. From UL, page 93. Oh, so easy it is to heap upon ourselves things that do not belong to us. Matthew 6:34. Take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought of the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So why do we so often gather armfuls of tomorrow's trials and then try to dump them back onto ourselves into today? Why do we take on other people's troubles and then to stack them on top of our already mountainous stack, or buy into things that do not affect us? Maybe we should heed Jesus' advice as quoted in Matthew. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Our Lady somehow let jealousy and avarice ruin her life, severely impacting the future of her children, adversely affecting the relationship with her husband, and left her continually living under a dark cloud of worry and fear, stunted in growth, deprived of happiness and joy, when she could always live in bountiful, contentedly, and secure in the sunshine, in the love and adoration of her husband. How so very sad. But you say, my marriage relationship is grand. Well, how is your relationship with God? Oh, God could not love me. Look at the sins and mistakes I have made, the troubles and woes, the mayhem and disasters. Nah, I am way too sinful and damaged for God to even look at me, let alone to love me. John 3:16-18 from the Message. This is how much God loved the world. He gave his Son, his one and only Son. And this is why, so that no one need to be destroyed. By believing in him, everybody can have a whole and lasting life. God didn't go to all that trouble of sending his Son merely to point an accusing finger, telling the world how bad it was. He came to help, to put the world right again. Anyone who trusts in him is acquitted. Anyone who refuses to trust him has long since been under the death sentence without knowing it. And why? because of that person's failure to believe in the one-of-a-kind Son of God when introduced to him. But God could not love me. Way too late for that. He has for centuries loved you, even loved you before you were born, loved you so much that he took on your penalties, paid the price for them, made them impossible to ever find again by taking them to his cross and dying for you, dying to remove your failings. Then he is offering you his life to live in his world as part of his royal family, working in the family corporation. So, what do you say to that now? Revelation 13, verse 8, part C, and the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Jesus has reached out to you from the foundations of the world, so that this is how much and how long God has been reaching out and loving you, and you cannot turn it off. For it goes on unendingly for all eternity. That is how much God loves you. So never say, he don't love me, because that is totally untrue. Back to our marriage counselor. I saw you watching your husband with a sort of jealous fear. His heart was devoted to you, yet you feared that he would think too much of others who had no claim on his affections. Your fears were groundless, yet this fear has been with you through your married life. You have passed through many hours of unnecessary suffering, scrutinizing the words and acts of your husband with a censuary mind, putting a wrong construction upon them. So, have you cut off the devotion of your spouse, of your God? Luke 15:18, I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. God is patiently waiting for you to open your heart to him and to let him in. So, have you shut out the love and devotion of your spouse? Is it time to let them in, or to let them come way in, all the way to your center core of your very being, not as an acquaintance, not as a friend, but as one with you? God also wants to inhabit that very special place, in that most holy place in your life. So will you let him in? Will you let your spouse in? Why not unclutter the junk that you've stacked up barring the door of your heart, and let the love and peace and joy flood in and live in the sunshine of pure love? Now you can shout, he don't stop loving me. It's been so nice to share this article with you, and we are looking forward to meeting again. Thank you for these precious moments of your time, and thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this with friends and family. Remember, God madly loves you, no matter what your past looks like. Until we meet again, please stay safe.